prepare for your Skype or Facetime reading. I have made this video to help you prepare for your Facetime or Skype reading, specifically so that you don't lose the reading due to connection problems. If you don't follow the instructions to the T, you will lose your reading. It has happened to many people because unfortunately, they do not follow the instructions even though everything is properly written in the terms and conditions that you agreed to have read and understood when you made the reservation. It's in all the reminders and in your Latina Medium Insider account. I know you have waited a very long time for your reading, but there will be no exceptions if you do not meet the requirements, the technical requirements. I repeat, there will be no exceptions, no pleading, no begging, no rescheduling, no excuses, no refunds. If you don't take the instructions seriously, follow the rules, and read these terms and conditions again, you will lose your reading. Rescheduling and cancellation policy. Appointments might be rescheduled or canceled up to 72 hours prior to the appointment start time. Appointments can only be rescheduled or canceled using your Latina Medium Insider account. Appointments canceled more than 72 hours in advance will be refunded in full. Appointments cannot be canceled less than 72 hours prior to the appointment time and will not be refunded, partially or total, or rescheduled. We do not cancel your reading manually. Please do not send me an email requesting to cancel your reading. If you want to cancel your reading, you log into your Latina Medium Insider account and you cancel the reading yourself. Attendance policy. Only the person named in the appointment might attend the reading, the registered attendee. No other person might be in the same place as the registered attendee while the reading is taking place, not even to listen in. I reserve the right to interrupt the reading if I detect that is not the person named in the appointment, or if there's another person sitting with the registered attendee, in which case the appointment fee will be forfeited and the reading will not be rescheduled. You will not even receive a partial refund. Late arrival policy. Readings last approximately 1 hour from the appointment start time. If you're late for your appointment, you will forfeit the missed time. In the event you're more than 15 minutes late for your appointment, I reserve the right to cancel the reading, in which case the full cost of the reading will be forfeited and the reading will not be rescheduled. No partial credits will be granted and no exceptions will be made under no circumstances. Do not take unpaid time off from your work for a reading, or sick time, or vacation time. We're not responsible for lost wages or missing days off. I reserve the right to cancel a reading at my own discretion if you disrespect me, if you harass me, if you use inappropriate language or dress inappropriately, defamation orally or in writing, defamation on social media, you will be blocked, disorderly conduct, and have inappropriate, abusive behaviors, or generate any kind of threat. You will be considered an unsuitable client and the reading will be terminated. It will not be rescheduled and you won't receive a total or partial refund. It is mandatory to have a basic understanding of how to use technology to book an appointment, to have the appointment, to have and to manage your future appointment, and to perform the reading. If you do not have basic technology knowledge, you are doing so having a reading at your own risk, not mine. Don't blame me. Skype and FaceTime technology policy. You're responsible for ensuring that your Wi-Fi signal is steady and you meet the minimum network speed, upload and download, necessary to perform an individual or family reading via Skype or FaceTime, both audio and video. You have to meet the minimal technical requirements. The technical information can be found on the website, thelatinamedium.com, under the private reading sections. There are different minimum technical requirements for upload and download for an individual and family reading. It is mandatory to to review the technical information and make sure that you have called your Wi-Fi service company prior to the reading and on the day of the reading to confirm that your service meets all the specific minimum requirements for a reading. Therefore, you need to confirm that you have the speed and the upload and download bandwidth, both mandatory, to have a reading in accordance with the specific requirements and the numbers listed in the technical information that you find on the website. It is mandatory to do the speed test, the technical test for upload and download. Look for the speed test link on the technical information page as well on the website, thelatinamedium.com, private reading sections. You will read the download and the upload minimum requirement, and you can download the application on the device that you will use so that you make sure that you meet the upload and the download minimal requirement for an individual and family reading. If your Wi-Fi service provider does not offer the bandwidth and the minimum upload and download numbers required to have a reading, cancel the reading in accordance with the cancellation policy above. Remember to go read it again, everything in writing. Everything is in writing. If your Wi-Fi internet service provider says it has enough network speed for a reading, do not rely on it. The Wi-Fi internet service provider has no idea of the minimum upload and download required for a reading. You are solely responsible for making sure you meet the minimum numbers of the technical requirements, as this is not what your service provider deems acceptable. In case of any network problems, you will be asked to run the speed test at that time, and it's mandatory that you provide me with a screenshot of the upload and the download results. You're responsible for knowing how to use your FaceTime and your Skype on the device that you plan to use for the reading. I am not responsible for troubleshooting your Wi-Fi signal, any network issues on your end, or giving you any assistance on how to use your device or Skype or FaceTime. You need to know this. My job is to read you, not to teach you technology. If after 15 minutes of the appointment start time, an adequate network connection cannot be established to maintain a Skype or FaceTime audio and video call due to Wi-Fi or network issues occurring on your end, or you're unable to use Skype or FaceTime on your device, I reserve the right to cancel the reading, in which case the appointment fee will be forfeited, you will not be rescheduled, and you will not receive a refund or partial refund. You acknowledge, understand, and agree that by making a future appointment booking that I do not offer readings by Zoom, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Teams Meet, Instagram message, or phone calls. I don't read anyone via phone call. If you do not have the minimum required upload and download, your reading will not be converted to take place by Zoom, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Teams Meet, or a phone call, or Instagram Messenger. You will only be able to have the reading for what you have booked. If you have booked a FaceTime reading, your reading will be FaceTime. If you have booked a reading by Skype, your reading will be via Skype. Don't ask me to read you any other way. It's not going to happen. If you have a family reading and you don't have the minimum required upload and download for a family reading, I can't just read one person and not the others. In other words, you cannot convert a family reading to an individual because of Wi-Fi problems on your end and not having the minimum required upload and download. Don't blame me. There are no full or partial refunds for family or individual readings if you do not meet the minimum technical requirements. You must be fully ready and prepared when you receive the call from me via Skype or FaceTime for the reading with a pen and paper in hand. You cannot be walking around your house, talking on the phone, screaming at your children, and not be prepared. I can only contact you via FaceTime and Skype. You can't call me. Your Skype and FaceTime settings have to be properly configured in order to allow me to call you for the reading. You also cannot have pets on your lap or any type of animal around you or barking. No babies and children are allowed knocking on your door, screaming and yelling. You must be properly dressed and attired. Men are not allowed to be shirtless. You will miss the reading. You will forfeit the reading if there are pets and babies or children around you. If a relative, child, friend, or someone helped you with the Wi-Fi, the speed test, connected you the device, and you have technical problems during the reading, I'm not responsible for teaching you on how to operate the device, FaceTime or Skype, helping you with your Wi-Fi service provider, or telling you how to perform the speed test. It is not my job to solve your technical issues. You cannot compare a Skype or FaceTime reading to a Skype and FaceTime call with a family member or a friend. Don't compare me with your family and your friends. It's very different having a reading than calling a family member or a friend. Skype and FaceTime location and equipment policy. You agree to have your reading with me in a quiet space, not surrounded by other people. Places you cannot have your individual or family reading include, but are not restricted to, sitting in your bed, laying on your bed, inside a closet, in a bathroom, in a shower, in hotels where you have no control over the Wi-Fi, at your friend's house that you don't have control over the Wi-Fi, shopping malls, amusement parks, airport, at your job, even if it's in your office with the door shut, in your building, in restaurants, in your front yard, in your backyard, in the cars. Find an appropriate space within your home to have a reading that is respectful to spirit and to me. You can't have your reading without a Wi-Fi. Just using your cellular network, Wi-Fi is mandatory. For an individual reading, you agree to use a cell phone, tablet, laptop, desktop computer with a headset that has a built-in microphone with cable, not wireless nor AirPods, for your reading. You may not use your speakerphone for an individual reading. The use of wireless headphones is prohibited. For a family reading via Skype and FaceTime, you may not use a mobile device, only a laptop, desktop computer, or tablet. Mobile devices are not allowed for a family reading under any circumstances. There are no exceptions. You will lose your reading. It will be forfeited. No reschedule. In an individual reading, the mobile, laptop, desktop device, whatever you're using cannot be in your lap. It has to be in a fixed location, and you have to use a mobile device holder if you're using a mobile device. If you do not comply with these conditions for location and equipment policy, I reserve the right to cancel the reading, in which case the appointment fee will be 100% forfeited, and you will not reschedule the reading, nor I will refund you or partially refund you. There are no exceptions. Preparing for your reading via Skype and FaceTime. You will receive a lot of emails reminding you to watch this video, to confirm that you watched it, read the terms and conditions again, all in writing. Failure to follow the instructions to watch the video will result in losing your Skype or FaceTime reading. The reading will not be rescheduled or refunded, not even partially. Please sit 15 minutes prior to the reading to where you're going to have it. Relax, breathe, have a pen and paper with you, some water, a backup headset with microphone. Don't be frantically running around looking for paper, pen, finishing a meal, screaming to your children. Ask your loved ones to step forward. Restrictions, acceptable use. You must be at least 18 years of age to have a reading with me. By reserving a reading, you represent and warrant that you're at least 18 years of age and you can legally accept this agreement. I assume no responsibility for any misrepresentation of your age. Unauthorized use of photographic and recording equipment during the reading is prohibited. You may not make or facilitate the making of any video, audio recording of the reading, or use photographs, clips, or any screenshots of any part of the reading for commercial purposes unless expressly permitted by me. Material that might be distributed by or on behalf of me may not be reproduced without my written permission. The consumption of alcohol during the reading or the consumption of alcohol prior to the reading Doesn't matter if it's in person, Skype, or FaceTime, is not permitted. Future appointments or appointments bookings made on behalf of another person. If you're booking on behalf of another person for a reading in person, FaceTime, Skype, these terms and conditions are binding on the person on whose behalf the booking is made. I am not responsible if somebody else made the appointment for you and you claim that you didn't know this information. You have waited a long time to have your reading, sometimes 2 years. Make sure you prepare properly by following all of these instructions. Make time for yourself. Be respectful to your spirits and to me by following the instructions and following these terms and conditions to the T. I look forward to reading you soon. Love and light. Sulema.